Na, kedves oltott, oltatlan barátaim, ha ez az információ nem verik ki nálatok a biztosítékot mindenféle irányból, akkor tényleg semmi nem fogja, és akkor semminek semmi értelme. Nincs értelme beszélgetnünk semmiről, mert mindennel kapcsolatban úgyis azt fogjátok gondolni, hogy hazugság, agymosottság, félrevezetés. Elém került egy videó, egy kedves ismerősöm küldte, a Veritas oknyomozó hírportál egyik vezető újságírója készített egy interjút, egy beszélgetést rejtett kamerák mellett az egyik gyógyszergyártó cég, hát hogy mondjam nektek, hogy ne cenzúrázzanak, a Karikó Katalinnak a kollégája. Szóval ennél a cégnél ez a srác a mRNA-s technológiáért felelős kutatócsoport igazgatója, tehát egy igazgatói pozícióban van, egy elég fiatal ember, és egy sör mellett elég lazán elmondja, hogy tulajdonképpen miről is van szó. És ami az újdonság benne, hogy kiderült, hogy ez a gyógyszergyártó cég tulajdonképpen saját vírusmutációkat hoz létre annak érdekében, hogy előre legyártassanak rájuk a vakcinákat. Hogy majd amikor véletlenül egy ilyen mutáció előkerül a populációban, akkor ők az üzlettársakat, a versenytársakat megelőzve tudjanak vakcinát dobni a piacra. Na most megint azt kellene nekünk feltételeznünk, hogy ez a nagyon jó indulatú gyógyszergyártó óriás nem fog olyan mutációkat kidobni, amikre nekik már vakcinájuk van, hanem majd fogják várni ölbetett kézzel, irántuk érzett nagy odaadó szívvel, hogy ha esetleg mégis egy denevér megharapna egy varacskos disznót, amelyik megkefél egy szamarat, és azt megeszik Japánban 3-an, és akkor majd megint kijön talán egy új mutáns, akkor nekik arra a mi érdekünkben már legyen azonnali vakcinájuk. Tehát nem a saját anyagi hasznukat nézik ők, nem. És nem is fogják. Tehát, hogyha lesz nekik egy olyan mutáns vírusuk, amire már van vakcinájuk, azt ők nem fogják kinyomni. Nem szeretnének milliárdokat kaszálni rajtatok, tudod? Ez a srác is, aki erről beszélt, tulajdonképpen tévedésben van, mert ő elmondja, hogy hát ennek a gyógyszergyártó cégnek az új fejős tehene. De szerintem téved, nem méri föl jól a részvényesek motivációit.
A director of research and development strategic operations and mRNA scientific planning at Pfizer.
It sounds like gain of function to me.
I don't know, it's a little bit different. I think it's different. It's like it's definitely not gain of function.
It sounds like it is. I mean, it's okay.
No. Directed evolution is very different. Well, you're not supposed to do gain of function research with the viruses. They recommend not. But you do these selected directional mutations to try to see if you can make more potent.
Yeah.
So there is research ongoing about that. I don't know how that's gonna work. There might not be any more outbreaks because Jesus Christ. Revolving door for all government officials. It's pretty good for the industry, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's bad for everyone else in America.
Why is it bad for everybody else?
Because if the regulators who have to approve our drugs know that once they stop being regulated, they want to go work for the company, they're not going to be as hard for the company. They were doing their job.
That's right. It appears that Pfizer is internally discussing the possibility of mutating the COVID virus themselves in order to tailor a vaccine to sell to the public. Listen to Walker describe in detail just how they would conduct such a scientific experiment, first in living animals.
So the way that we're thinking about it, don't tell anyone this. You gotta promise you won't tell anyone. You gotta promise you won't tell anyone. Okay, bro. So the way it would work is we put them in the virus in these monkeys.
Okay.
And then we successively cause them to keep infecting each other. And we collect serial samples from them, and then the ones that are more infectious, like the virus, we'll put them in another monkey and you just constantly actively mutate it. That's one way. Okay. Or you can even do directed simulation, which we tend not to prefer. And then you just sample what the different proteins on the surface of the virus look like over time. Okay. So then you can see the mutation, and you can kind of force it to mutate in a certain way you want. Okay. But you have to be very controlled to make sure that this virus that you mutate doesn't create something that goes everywhere.
Something crazy.
I suspect is the way that the virus started and moving on. To be honest, it makes no sense if this virus popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
COVID virus experimentation on live monkeys? This is unethical, to say the least, and Walker describes those experiments as if they are ongoing and not simply a hypothetical discussion.
So, I mean, when is Pfizer going to implement the mutation of all these viruses?
I don't know. It depends on how the experiments work out, because this is just like something we're trying, right?
So, tell me more, like, what's developing with the whole, virus mutation process?
Well, they're still kind of conducting the experiments on it, but it seems like from what I've heard, they're kind of optimizing it, but they're going slow because everyone's very cautious. Like,
Right.
obviously don't want to kind of accelerate it too much.
Yeah.
But I think they're also just trying to do it as an exploratory thing, because you obviously don't want to advertise that you're trying to figure out future mutations.
In a subsequent meeting, our undercover journalist asked if this type of gain-of-function research is already being studied at Pfizer. But no, as long as it's called directed evolution, Pfizer's in the clear.
What's the goal for Pfizer of doing that?
So part of what they want to do is like to try to figure out, to some extent, try to figure out like, there's all these new strains of variants that just pop up. Why don't we try to like catch them before they pop up in nature, and we can develop a vaccine prophylactically for like new variants.
Yeah.
So that's why they're thinking like if you do it controlled in the lab, then we say, oh, this is an epitope, and so then if it comes out later on, like in the public, we already have a vaccine kind of working on it.
Oh my god, that's perfect. Like, isn't that the best business model though? Like, just control nature before nature even happens itself, right?
Yeah, if it works.
What do you mean if it works?
Because like some of the times there were just mutations that pop up, right? And we're not prepared for it, like with Delta or Omicron,
Right.
and things like that. So who knows? I mean, either way, it's gonna be a cash cow. COVID will probably be a cash cow for us for a while going forward. Like,
Yeah.
I obviously like.
I think the whole research of the viruses and mutating it would be the ultimate cash cow.
Yeah, it'll be perfect.
Now, you would think that creating viruses to sell the vaccine would be illegal, but no. The pharmaceutical industry, as Walker puts it, is, quote, a revolving door for all government officials, unquote.
How do you feel about that revolving door?
It's pretty good for the industry, to be honest.
Yeah.
We talked to Dr. Robert Malone, physician, scientist, and author, to get his take on the comments made by Jordan Walker.
You're gaining function, you're creating a new function in virus 1 by adding elements from virus 2, infecting one monkey and then another monkey. That's called serial passage. That appears to have been one of the technologies deployed in the Wuhan Institute of Virology with the humanized mouse strains that I believe were obtained from EcoHealth Alliance. That's an example of directed evolution. The gentleman seems to have absolutely no moral compass at all about what he's doing. The hubris and arrogance and immaturity, if this is the quality of individuals within Pfizer that are making these huge decisions that risk global public health with such a casual disregard for the human toll, it's profoundly corrupt in terms of would it be feasible for Pfizer to circumvent international or national law. I think that is undeniable. And the gentleman in your investigative work has clearly indicated that Pfizer believes that it has successfully captured the regulatory apparatus of the United States government and presumably worldwide. Pfizer has completed regulatory capture, is quite proud of it.
With governments turning a blind eye and Pfizer hiding information from the public, this is an ongoing story. Be brave, do something, spread these videos, and stay tuned.